seven QC tools. The first one in the seven quality control tool is cause and effect diagram or fishbone diagram, or we'll call Ishikawa diagram. Okay, so what will happen in cause and effect diagram is, so here we'll have the problem or output, then we'll have a categories. For each category, we will identify the potential causes. Okay, so it potential causes and validate each potential cause whether it is going to give us the particular output or problem. The fishbone diagram identifies many possible causes for an effect or problem. It can be used to structure a brainstorming session. It immediately sorts ideas into useful categories. So when to use, when identifying possible causes for a problem. So here there's an example of cause and effect diagram. What is it? Let us see. So the problem is a blurry photo. The category that taken is hardware, environment, method, user. So for each category, the potential cause is dirty lens, wrong lens, subject moving too fast, too dark. Then coming to method, wrong exposure, out of focus, wrong mode. Then coming to the user, shaky hand and not following instructions. So they have predicted for each category the potential causes that may affect the blurry photo. So these are the causes and these are the effect of the problem. So what we'll do, we'll inspect all these potential cause and find out because of which the blurry photo is happening. So that is a simple example of cause and effect diagram. So next is control chart. Since you all know the control chart you learned in green belt, I'm going to give a simple brief explanation. So control chart is nothing but in Minitab it will give automatically the control limits, where it is telling in order to have a very good process running the control limits by controlling some percentage at the USL and the low LSL of the specifications. So we can use 5% control from upper and lower, and we can create our own control charts. Basically to control the process statistically within the limits. Then Pareto diagram. So when we use Pareto diagram, it works on the 80-20 rule. What is 80-20 rule? Because of 20% of the cause, 80% of the effect will happen. This is a concept of Pareto rule. Okay. So when to use? When analyzing the data about the frequency of a problem or causes in a process, because when there is a defect, and because of defect how much percentage of money is wasted, in that case we can use Pareto. So now here an example. So here they found out 20% the rust and dry surface, creating 80% of the total scrap value. Because of 20% of the particular defect, 80% of the total scrap value is getting created. So when you work on the 20 percentage cost, 80% of the problem will be solved. So there are two two categories here. We are linking the 20 percentage cost within the problem statement and linking 80% of the cost that has happened in terms of money. Next, check sheet. So check sheet is nothing but we are going to tick it and say whether things are there or whether the particular activities happened or not. A check sheet is a structured, prepared form for collecting and analyzing the data. This is a generic tool that can be adapted for a wide variety of purpose. So when we can use a check sheet, we can use when collecting data for hourly basis, shift basis to correlate the output variation. So this is I here. So this is an example of check sheet where to take the data for the different defects over a period of time and see the pattern. Histogram. A histogram is the most commonly used graph to show frequency distribution. It looks very much like a bar chart, but there are important differences between them. So it shows a frequency of each particular dimension measuring, and and in a different, in a ascending or descending class intervals, we can see the pattern of distribution in the histogram as well. So when to use? When the data are numerical, we can use. When you want to see the shape of the data, it is not data. There is no called data. It is data distribution, especially when determining whether the output of a process distributed approximately normally. So whether the distribution is normal or not. In that case, we are going to use histogram. When seeing whether a process changes has occurred from one time period to another. So that is about histogram. So here if you see the process mean has a higher frequency in this particular histogram, and so it is normally distribution. We can say that it is a normal distribution curve or bell curve. It's look like a bell. Here an example of histogram for a dimension 4 plus or minus 1 mm. Here if you see it is trending to move to the positive side. So stratification. So we're going to divide the categories and see the categories. We're going to uh, uh, collect the data shift wise, machine wise, man wise, and see whether there is a variation between these categories. That is called stratification. So we use it to find where is the problem, where exactly the problem is. Now this is a before data. Combiningly, they are given for a particular dimension. There is no conclusion about it. So when they collected machine wise data, they found machine B is producing, machine 2 is producing oversize, and machine A is okay. In this case, machine 1 we can run in the production, machine 2 we can keep it for the analysis. So in this way we can use stratification tool. Then scatter diagram.